Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Cheryl Carr, your work doctor, and this is your Achieve with Dr. C broadcast. Just a little bit late because a few of the live streams were giving me problems. One that starts with an L. It just kept giving me problems. I have no idea why, but why even worry about it? Here we are. And today's broadcast, what we're going to be talking about, I think is super important. And I'm going to take these glasses off because I can see they're readers. But anyway, I want you guys to know we're talking about something today that's deeper than mindset and limiting beliefs. And the reason why I wanted to talk to them is because I want to go beyond buzzwords and things that people just automatically think they know what they're hearing and tune out to what is really going on. And the reason why I want to do this is because we all have witnessed some things in the last few weeks that have been earth shattering. And I would say all year, actually. And a lot of people are not tuning into their own responses to things because they're tuned into psychobabble and buzzwords. Now, I do want to do my disclaimer to make my attorney happy. I want to tell you, I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not even giving you psychology or psychiatry advice. I'm giving you my personal educated experience and my own educated, experienced opinion. If you are in need of counseling, therapy, coaching, please seek out your own care and do that through someone you deal with on a one-to-one basis. Us influencers or speakers online, you should listen to us to guide you for your own self coaching. I'm a big advocate that coaching, self coaching, you're your own expert in you. And you should listen to us for things to take forward to advocate for yourself. Now, what we're talking about today, going beyond buzzwords, I'm going to take you beyond mindset and take you beyond limiting beliefs, those things that you think you know what they mean when you hear them because we've used them too much. And people have acquired enough information about them to be a little dangerous with themselves. And not in a bad way. I'm not saying this as something bad. I'm just saying it's the truth. We've become inundated with information and then we tune things out. We're going to talk today. I'm going to introduce for some, maybe help you remember or acquire new information for others about what I call invisible scripts. These are the emotional programs that are running silently in the background of your life. You didn't choose them. You didn't write them. But I submit to you, they're running your entire show. Today, what we're going to talk about and explore are invisible scripts, how they're formed, how they show up in your work, relationships, leadership, and most importantly, how you might break them, especially if they aren't serving you well. So let's define invisible scripts. This is what I mean when I say invisible scripts. It's a belief that got hardwired into your emotional body, your emotional makeup, usually before the age of 10. It runs on autopilot now. Your brain has habituated it and it's back there running, whether you're conscientious of it or not. And it's not logical. It's emotional. And I've talked to you guys before about emotions and feelings. They're two separate things. Even though they're very much entangled, They're still very different things. So it's not the story you tell yourself, it's the story your nervous system believes about you and about others and about the whole world. Example: I have to earn love by being useful. Rest is lazy. People leave me when I disappoint them. These are the scripts that were written by a parent's offhand comment, a comparison you had back in school before the age of 10, or a moment of embarrassment, something that happened to you that hit you square on in your emotions and your feelings. Let's talk about how these scripts get installed. Like, think of it like a computer system if you download and install software. These scripts are written with emotion, not logic. Your thinking brain is not affirming that. It's still back there, though. It's why affirmations, vision boards, and even therapy sometimes feel like they're not working for you because they're not addressing the emotional root. And that's what skilled counselors, experienced psychiatrists, psychologists, we can do for you. This isn't something a life coach or someone should be doing with you. This is something they should be referring you to professional help to help uproot these emotional roots. Now, imagine a child hearing, like I heard often, "You're too much." You start learning how to shrink and hide from your gifting and your natural abilities. I was a questioner as a child. I always asked my mother, "But why, mommy? Why is this happening? Why do we have to do this?" I wanted understanding, and I'm still that way. And it tends to annoy people. I've learned not to pepper people with questions, but I like knowledge. I like acquiring information before I make moves or decisions. Now, hearing things like, "Why can't you be more like your brother?" Or "Why can't you be more like your sister?" You then learn to compare. And you compare yourself against the qualities that your mother, father, teacher, whoever said this to you, saw and complimented in the person you're comparing yourself to. Could be the girl in school, "Oh, she's so pretty." Nobody ever called you pretty. So you start running a script in your mind unconsciously that that's the definition of pretty, and you will decide, I can obtain it or I can't. These scripts are not just thoughts, okay? Please get that. They're not just thoughts. They actually become rules for survival. And that's what we're looking at right now when we're dealing with all this religious psychosis and what we consider absolute devotion to something or someone that really isn't serving them well. And I'm not going to mention, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's make this real. Where do these scripts show up? They show up in your work. It's when you overwork to prove your worth. You underprice your services. You say yes to everything for fear of rejection. It shows up in your relationships by you avoiding hard conversations, making hard decisions, or separating yourself definitively from someone who doesn't love you the way you deserve. You also try to earn love. That's why you play small to keep peace, or you over accommodate or over function with someone who isn't reciprocating, but you're still just trying to That program's running and you're trying to earn their love. These patterns are not just personality flaws, they're code that gets installed inside of you in your subconscious mind, and then they become automated. And it's how you show up. Mindset alone won't fix these things. This invisible script will not be repaired or influenced to change just by changing your mindset. You can even change your environment, and that script is still back there. You can't outthink a script that wasn't written with logic. If it's written with emotional code, that's why mindset doesn't work. Affirmations sometimes don't take root. They're helpful, but you can feel like a hamster on a wheel. You're journaling, you're meditating, you're repeating affirmations, but the same triggers continue to show up. Why? Because logic doesn't rewrite emotion. Logic does not rewrite emotion. Did you catch that? It's helpful working on your mindset, doing affirmations, meditating, repeating things that you believe help you change your mindset. But logic will not rewrite your emotions. These scripts will actually live in your body because they were written in an emotion moment. Fear, shame, sadness, they must be unwound at that same level. Please understand me. That emotion cannot be untangled with logic and behavior. You have to dig down and get at the same level as the wound and unwind it. Here's how you do that. This is the good part. How do we break those invisible scripts? I use a process that I call re-emotioning. Re-emotioning is revising the script emotionally with your current self. Re-emotioning is revisiting the script that's running emotionally with your current self. Here's how you do that. First, you've got to spend some time identifying your common script, your common triggers, your common ways you keep showing up. You can even keep showing up this way, different workplaces, different family members, different loved ones, different relationships, different leadership engagements, but you keep showing up the same way with that emotional script running. It's the story you keep repeating to yourself. That's what you have to listen to. Trace it. Go back. You know those experiences you had, they're painful. And this cannot be the most fun thing you will do, but fear facing is a part of problem solving, which is a part of living. You've got to go back and realize the experience that might have installed that you're too much. I do that a lot because I continually confront showing up where I feel like I'm too much. And false bravado and arrogance and all of those things will not affect the behavior and the emotion. You have to re-emotion. Offer a new truth, okay? After you've revisited the moment, not to relive the trauma, not to re-experience the same emotions, you're just trying to identify it so you can find a new response with your current self. This isn't about pretending. It's about reclaiming your actual power as a full grown adult. And you can teach your children to do this as they encounter those situations in life, those circumstances in life that will write this invisible script in their heart, their mind, their emotion, their behaviors. Once you identify the script, trace it, and look at the experience that might have installed it, you revisit the moment, not to relive the trauma, but to offer yourself a new response, a new truth. I was a child. That wasn't my fault. I'm safe now. I am confident. I am lovable. I am worthy of being heard, being loved, experiencing the things your current self wants to experience. And again, this isn't about pretending, you guys. This is about reclaiming your actual power. This is what freedom looks like. I'm going to tell you what it looks like when you follow this process and a script, an invisible script gets cleared. Here's the shifts. You'll notice this and you'll show up different. You'll stop over explaining. You raise your rates without guilt. The price is the price. And tomorrow's price may not be today's price. I say that all the time. You rest without shame because rest is a commandment, you guys. Take a break, take a beat, rest. It's a commandment, it's a necessity, and you need it. You'll show up better if you do. You speak up, even when your voice shakes, even when you have fear behind the fact that you're asserting what you need and how you feel. You stop living from a face of defense. You stop being defensive about everything and argumentative and showing up where everything is a fight to be won. That's exhausting. But invisible scripts will have you in a fighter stance your whole life. So here's the truth. Your next level isn't about you doing more. It's about deleting emotional codes that no longer serve you. So if you're ready to go, you want to show up differently in your work, let go of old stories, lead from clarity without fear, then keep listening. Join me for more of things like this as we learn to rewrite invisible scripts, go beyond mindset and limiting beliefs, actually implement and change behaviors that aren't serving us well. Go back and listen to how you do this and what freedom looks like, and begin rewriting your invisible scripts, rewiring your emotional code. Do that today. Re-emotioning works. I promise you, it works. That's me saying that as Cheryl Carr, but I can also say I do this with a lot of people that I help. I'm Cheryl Carr, your work doctor. This was your Achieve with Dr. C moment. This is how you rewrite invisible scripts. Hope it works for you. I'll see you next time. Bye.